Hello guys, let's open this a little bit. We are live. Okay, let's start big. Hi, this is Bruno Gobato, orthopedic surgeon in Brazil. I'm shoulder and elbow specialist and 3D printer and 3D models enthusiast. We are in this live video showing you guys how we plan our surgeries, how we plan our shoulder surgeries, and how we 3D print our patients to improve our outcomes, to improve our surgery. I'm going to present a clavicle fracture. This just arrived in my private practice this week. We had the surgery the very same case last week. We have presented some images on YouTube, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn also. We have the same type of fracture we have did last week, and we are going to perform this week the surgery. And this live video is to show how is my way of thinking and how I plan my surgeries, my bone surgeries, like as fracture, clavicle fracture, proximal humeral fracture. For shoulder surgeons, we have most of these two types of surgeries. So let me show you how we do. Sorry for the noise. We are 3D printing right here, as you can see. This case, we have already some models right here, and then we're going to show you back there. Let's do this. Okay, let's put down here and let's open here some files. So first of all, this is the patient we had surgery last week. Okay, so this is the patient. As you're going to see, it's very similar to the patient we are planning. So this is a male patient with motorcycle accident. Here we had a CT scan of his clavicle, and then we have created this 3D model. We can see here the medial fragment, the lateral fragment, okay, and the both intermediate fragments, as we can see here. Take a look of the displacement, take a look at intermediate fragments, and I'm going to show what we have done. So this is not the case we are presenting. This is just some images to illustrate. So here we can see the image from the fracture, the medial side, the lateral side, the actual fracture, the actual clavicle. Here we can see the clavicle we have printed. It's just the same model we're printing right now. I like to print a model with the holes, as you can see here, and without the intermediate fragments because they trouble us. So with this model, I can compare during surgery if my plate is in the correct position. That's very good. And we plan to do a minimally invasive technique. We have created some guides for the surgery, as you can see here, to attach to the clavicle and show me where to drill. Okay, as you can see right here, we're going to show you this week, as you can see right there. And with these guides, I'm going to show in this movie right there. So here we can see the fracture right there. You can see the 3D printed and the guide we are going to use to show where to drill. And this is important because the clavicle is a S-shaped bone. So if you don't place the plate in the correct position, the plate is too anterior, too lateral, too medial. So this is what I think planning is very important. But we're going to show this week's model. You're going to see it's very similar. So here is our model. This week we're going to plan. As you can see, It's very like the same fracture. It has a superior displacement. It has two intermediate fragments, as you can see. So things in medicine come in couples. So here we have this week's surgery. We have divided the lateral fragment, as you can see here, and we have the medial fragment, as you can see here. We have separated them, and we have imported into a CAD software. I'm going to show you right now. Oh, this is already. I was working on that. Let's move into original position. Okay, this is the original position. As we can see here, we see from above, we can see the front view and the perspective view. Let's open the perspective view. So this is the exact fracture we are going to show. We have divided the fragments, as you can see here, the lateral, medial and intermediate fragments. We can see, I have put these squares. This is important for me to understand how much I have reduced the fracture, how much I have removed the fragments to reduce. Then I can calculate after. But this is not important for us right now. Let's delete. This is just for me. So here we can see the fracture. Let's see from above. We can see there is a anterior posterior displacement. We have a superior inferior displacement. We have those two intermediate fragments, and I'm going to show how we can reduce. So let's remove right there. I'm going to remove these fragments because they will it's difficult to work with them, and I'm going to do very simple movements. I'm going to align a little bit that one. We can see that there is a rotational deformity as well. So let's try to correct a little bit the rotational deformity. Let's put right there. Let's put right there. As you can see, there was a shortening, and we have pretty much the fracture reduced. I'm actually not totally satisfied with this reduction, but you can catch what I'm trying to do. Once we have the fracture reduced in computer, okay, I'm going to show this is the fracture we have reduced it, and we have our implants of choice. So we are choosing a locket plate. So I have here all the implants I have available. These implants, of course, they are regular implants. They are from Brazil. They are in titanium, and they are locket, and they are locket clavicle fracture. I have 3D modeled the implant because the company didn't shared the 3D file, so we had to 3D model. But it's very easy to do. So I'm going to show just some examples. This is the plate I have chosen, and this is actually where I have chosen to place. We can select almost any implant. One of the implants I was thinking about was this one. It's shortened, but I don't think it's good. Other implant was this one. Let's put over here. You can see let's see from above. We could have some good screws here. We could have some good screws here. But I actually prefer this implant. This is longer or larger. I don't know. So this is the implant we are choosing. I'm going to show here what I do. I place it over. I look from above. You can see we have here these red cylinders are the locket screws. So we have three good locket screws. We have actually one good cortical screw, and in the lateral fragment, as you can see here, we have 3 good locket screws, 1 good cortical screws, and even this locket screw. So we have very good screws, and I prefer this plate, because we're going to perform a minimal invasive technique, so the size of the plate doesn't matter actually. So after we do this, we can delete all other plates, don't bother us. So this is as I'm okay with the location of the plate itself doesn't interest me anymore. I'm going to delete, and what interests me is where to place the screws. Okay, so I'm going to show here the model. We have 3D printed, then we just go to our 3D printing, and we 3D print this model. I'm going to show you right there. So this is the medial fragment, as you can see here, and this is the lateral fragment, as you can see here. Okay, so we have almost like this. These are 3D printed, the 3D printed models. We have 3D printed in ABS. This is just for us to checking if everything's okay. I had not already cleaned everything. I have just printed these models. So we have the medial fragment, the lateral fragment. We have 3D printed another version with those crosses. I like to use those crosses to know exactly how much, just like when we have a sniper, just to know actually how much I have rotated, how much I have dislocated the clavicle when planning the reduction. And we have created these guides, as you can see right there. These guides are going to show me where to place the screws, so we can have a minimal invasive technique just to fit the guides. So let's start with the medial guide. So here we have the medial fragment of the fracture, the medial guide. As you can see here, it fits right there in the medial fragment, as you can see right there, and it shows me where to drill. And this will be one of the screws we're going to use. Actually, not going to use, you're going to use just as reference. We're not using this screw because this screw will be in the fracture site. It's just a reference. And we have here the lateral fragment, the lateral guide. We're going to open this in the surgery and then place the lateral fragment right. Okay, that's perfect. It fits perfect, as you can see here. Let me show what we are 3D printing. This transmission is we are almost ending it. Let me check. Okay. Let me remove my camera. Let's open another software to show my webcam. Here, I think we will be live in just some moments. Okay, here we are in my iPhone. Here are my printers. This is my oldest printer. We have printed in ABS. This is one HAL printer, another printer. Here's some of my masks, some 3D printed models that we have printed this 2 weeks. And here we are printing right now, as you can see here. In the front part of the view is the medial fragment, and right there is the lateral fragment. We can see the holes already printed. So we are printing here in ABS. The quality is not that good in the video, but we have here good models. These are the models we are using for the surgery. And here we have the model in its original position, as you can see here. So we have printed this model with the fragments and all in how it is in the original position, with the displacement, the rotational deformity. So this is what we do. let's close this. Let's open our webcam again. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this live video. This is almost it's not all the steps we do, but how we think and how we perform surgery in our patient. And we think this this planning, this time we spend planning the surgery makes everything very easier, and makes we are very confident in what we are doing, and the surgery went very will end very well, so we hope. Thank you very much. My name is Bruno Gobato. My Twitter is bigobato1981. You can find me on LinkedIn. My YouTube channel has some videos, some in Portuguese, some in English. We like very much technology, new stuff, augmented reality, mixed reality, HoloLens, everything else. So, thank you. Bye bye. Let's close the transmission. Okay, let's remove here my webcam, and we are